Guests, I cordially welcome you all to the 743rd meeting of the Chennai Toastmasters Club. I'm Abhirami Ayyappan. I'm the Sergeant at Arms for this meeting. The mission of every Toastmaster Club is to provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which the members are empowered to develop their communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. Before we jump into today's meeting, let me quickly brief you on the 6 ground rules. Firstly, please put your mobile phones in silent mode. Kindly remain on mute unless it's your turn to speak. And when you're speaking, please refrain from taboo topics such as politics, sex, or religion. If you want to pass on a message to the rest of the people in the group, please use the chat box right below. Request you all to rename yourselves in order to help us identify if you're a member or a guest. Members, please use the prefix Toastmaster TM before your name. Guests can use the prefix guest. And the role players, please add the name of your role that you're playing today. For example, if you're the grammarian, for example, if I'm the grammarian, I would say grammarian Toastmaster Abhirami Ayyappan. And lastly, all the role players, please ensure that you switch on your video a minute before your role starts so that it will be easy for us to spotlight you. Yeah. Without any further ado, let me hand over control to the presiding officer. He is a senior Toastmaster who is working with Sundaram Clayton Limited as assistant manager. Let's welcome the president of our club, Toastmaster Guruvayurappan. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Abhirami. I declare meeting number 743 open. So, if you are not a good listener, you cannot be a good communicator. If you are not a good communicator, you cannot be a good leader, said by Toastmaster Guruvayurappan. Okay, the reason why I am telling this is listening and communication are two great aspects to become a great leader. Yes, listening helps you to become a great communicator. And how in Toastmaster we have a set of called tag team, timer, counter, and grammarian team, which helps us to improve our listening skills. Timer helps us to manage the script within the time limit. Also helps us to manage time for improve our timing and management abilities. Counter improves our flawless speech, that is avoiding usage of filler words like extra, so that we can avoid that. And grammarian role helps us to improve our speaking English. So in that way, we can improve. Tag team helps us to improve our leadership and communication skills. Without much ado, I hand over control to today's master of ceremony, what we call Toastmaster of the day, Jimmy Patros, a very seasoned Toastmaster and veteran Toastmaster. Toastmaster Jimmy, stage is yours.
Thank you, Toastmaster Guruvayurappan. Good evening, Toastmasters and guests. How are you all doing? I'm sure by now you've seen the theme, Mama Nama Jimmy. Many of you have guessed it right. Mama Nama is Sanskrit, and the meaning is my name is. The question is, why my name is Jimmy? Ladies and gentlemen, I wish to share with you few thoughts on the names and the naming traditions across the world today. So let me start with my name. Why my name is Jimmy? Well, I inherited my name from my paternal grandfather, whose name was Chaco. Chaco is biblically Jimmy or Jacob. Since we already had a Jacob in the family, I am Jimmy. All right. And do you know which is the most common name in the world? Any guesses from the floor? For men, which is the most common name in the world?
Is it David?
John?
No. Let me tell you, it is Muhammad. Muhammad, closely followed by John and James. All right. So I check my contact list. I have 7 Muhammads in my list. And I have 4 Johns in my contact list, including John Sherlin, our past president, a rare personality, but bears a common name. And any guesses which is a common name for ladies?
Mary?
Yes, that's right. It is Maria and Mary. And I checked my contact list. There is no single Maria and Mary. It's a clear improvement area for me. Ladies and gentlemen, before we move on to the agenda of the meeting, can I have Toastmaster Ramesh to unmute yourself? Toastmaster Ramesh? Guest Ramesh? Friends, it was just a wild guess. Do you know that Ramesh is the most common name in India for men? And most of the names, the maximum names in India start with Ram. And for ladies, the most common name in India is Adya, followed by Sanvi and Diya. Well, with that information, let's move on to the agenda. Today we have Toastmaster Puneet as our general evaluator. Toastmaster Puneet works as a senior engineer in Mahindra Research Valley. Over to you, Toastmaster Puneet. Before you take over, please let us know why you are Puneet. Toastmaster Puneet.
Okay, why am I Puneet? I still don't know because my relative named me Puneet. My father's sister, we call in Marwadi as Bua, she named me, and I must thank to her. I must be grateful to her because of since my name starts with P, I'm almost on the last roll numbers. So yeah, and having said that, good evening everyone. This is Toastmaster Puneet as the general evaluator for today's meeting. I'll be noting down what are the things which went well in our meeting and what are the areas where we could improve. To help me in this process, I have a set of 6 people, 3 evaluators and 3 tag team. So first up is timer, Toastmaster Vritika. Timer, can we have you here and could you please explain the roles and guidelines of a timer? Toastmaster Vritika.
Hello, am I audible and visible?
Yes, you are audible and clearly visible.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters. The purpose of a timer is to note down the time taken by each speaker and the role player. As we all know that we at Toastmasters practice expression of thoughts within a specific time limit. So I am here to help all the speakers and the role players to adhere to their respective time limits. I will do so by sharing my screen and flashing 3 cards: green card, yellow card, and a red card. If a person speaks for more than 30 seconds after the red card is shared, that person will be considered as disqualified. I also request all the speakers and the role players to keep their chat box open if they need to share their screen during their speech. In the end, I will hand over my report when called upon by the General Evaluator. Over to you, General Evaluator Puneet.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vritika. Adding on to what Toastmaster Vritika have said, so we have in the prepared speech session, we have Toastmaster Guruvayappan sir, who is the icebreaker, will be giving his first speech, and his speech will be timed between 4 to 6 minutes. The timer will show green at the end of 4th minute. At the end of 5th minute, she will show the yellow card, and at the end of 6th minute, she will be showing the green card. And for the rest of the 2 prepared speeches, it will be 5 at green, a green at 5, 6. There will be a yellow card at 6, and at the end of 7th minute, a red card will be shown. And for table topic, it's 1 to 2 minutes, 1, 1.5, 2 with a grace period of 30 seconds. And the same applies for evaluator as well, with 2-minute green, 2.5 minute yellow, and 3 red with a grace period of 30 seconds. Next up, we have our counter Toastmaster Nagendra Bharati sir. Can we have you here, sir?
Thank you, General Evaluator Toastmaster Puneet. Mama Nama Nagendra Bharati. It's a combination of name of God and name of poet, Nagendra plus Bharati. As an counter manager, I will note down the unnecessary fillers, but I will not note down the necessary fillers. Sometimes the ahs and so's might play a vital role in the expression. For example, the so in the expression, so what? That has a meaning. So that type of so's I am not going to note down. Like that, there are some ahs, some Shakespearean ahs. Our grammarian would use that type of ahs. So those type of ahs, I'm not going to note down. So I will not, those type of musical ahs, so's with lot of meaning, I am not going to note down. Only the unnecessary ahs, and then the unnecessary conjunctions, right? And, but, and the unnecessary usage of words, repetition of words like, you see. So these are all the things I will note down. So a suggestion to the speaker is that they can replace the unnecessary fillers with pause. These pauses, they play a powerful role in the expression. They may change the meaning itself. So you can try replacing the unnecessary fillers with pause. That's a suggestion. With that suggestion, I hand over the session to General Evaluator. I will come back again. Thank you.
Thank you, Nagendra Bharati sir, for explaining the role of our counter and also helping us to reduce the R. Thank you so much. And next up, we have grammarian Toastmaster Tyagarajan sir. Can we have you here, sir? Tyagarajan sir? Tyagarajan sir, are you there?
I think he is not yet joined.
I think that Vivo
Yes,
1601,
He's
he's
on
there.
mute.
Tyagarajan sir, could you unmute yourself?
I'm unmuting him.
Okay, sure.
It's taking some time. Tyagarajan sir, can you please unmute yourself?
Tyagarajan sir, you're on mute. Could you please unmute yourself? You're clearly visible.
Yes, now I have unmuted.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Shall I go ahead?
Thank you.
Yes, shall I go ahead, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes. Yes, Tyagarajan sir.
Shall I go? Yes. A pleasant good evening to all of you. This is Tyagarajan speaking. The reason behind my naming is I hail from a musical family. You know, that's Tyagaraja. Saint Tyagaraja was a composer. So my father himself was a very renowned musician. So he named me as Tyagaraja. Okay, now the word of the day is dear. Dear should not be used in the regular sense. Well, the dear here, the definition of dear is very high. I will use it. The cost of vegetables are very dear. Word dear, very well-known phrase, dearness allowance. Dearness allowance is a mouth-watering word for every pensioner, including me, pensioner and the government staff. Because every 6 months, this dearness allowance will be revised. When the cost of living index surges high, shoots high, then it is called dearness. So dearness allowance. That's why you derive that phrase, dearness allowance. You can ask any pensioner or any government staff. Most of them, the answer will be a blink, a blank blink. They don't know the meaning of the word, how the source of the word dearness. Okay, now over to my responsibilities and duties. Number one, my role is similar to that of a watchdog. I will be closely watching the proceedings and I will be counting down the number of speakers who make use of the word, the dear. In the proper context. non-English expressions inconsistent with the grammar, it will be highlighted in my report. Number third, any iconic phrases which I come across in the proceedings, it will also find a place in my report. And last but not least, I reserve the right to make a few suggestions with utmost economy of words for the improvement of your speech craft. Yes. Now, over to the G.
Thank you, Toastmaster Tyagarajan sir, for explaining your role. In addition to tag team, a set of individual evaluators comprising of Murugesan, Toastmaster Murugesan, Geeta ma'am, and Venu sir would be evaluating the prepared speeches, and we'll be back at the end of the meeting to share what we did well and where we could improve. Over to Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Puneet. Indeed, a great tag team we have today. Ladies and gentlemen, do you know the fact that more than 90% of the lady names end with A or I? Shall we do a check here? I'm going to scroll down. Toastmaster Nadira. Nadira, it is ended with H, all right. I'm gone wrong there. Toastmaster Rajalakshmi is there, it is I. Toastmaster Abhirami is there, it's I. Toastmaster Nina is there, DTM Nina is there, it is A. So it is said that more than 90% of the lady names end with A or I. Moving on with the agenda, ladies and gentlemen, let's invite our idiom master of the day, Toastmaster Dr. Nadira Faiz. Toastmaster Nadira, kindly tell us why you are Nadira.
So good evening to everyone present here today. Why am I named Nadira? So my parents believed that the name Nadira in Arabic actually means mountain peak. So their belief was if we name her based on a mountain peak, she'll also reach her peak of success in everything she does, be it family, whatever it is, career. So because of that, they wanted me to reach my thing. They named me the peak. So yeah, that's why I'm named Nadira. So fellow Toastmasters and my dear friends, in our own lives, we all have this one phase where we feel like we're all just merely sitting ducks. When you actually close your eyes and you try to tap into the deepest emotion inside you at that point, you'll feel like someone ruffled your feathers. One such incident happened to me too. In the middle of this pandemic, my friend, a very, very dear friend of mine, decided to fight with me. The actual problem in this was I was spending all my time during this pandemic, not only to grow as a student, but also to grow as an individual. I spent time in learning the small things which I make mistakes in, controlling my emotions. I learned all those techniques over time. And she said I had a list of problems, and the biggest one was not communicating in the middle of a pandemic. So at this point, the solution was rather simple. But I want to guess what your reaction would be, what I did. So if you feel free, you can unmute yourself and let me know. Was I calm, or do you think I was agitated at this moment? Any guesses?
You are calm.
You are energetic.
Have anything to say?
You are energetic.
Toastmaster Puneet says agitated on the chat. Solution was simple and I stuck to it. I spent so much time learning how to be calm. So at this point, I was very calm. So apart from learning that I have to stay calm at any given point of time, I also learned something which was really important. And let me, can the timer stop sharing the screen? I'm going to share this. Thank you. So I'm going to share the screen with the idioms which I've used in my speech. So feel free, if you know exactly what it is, feel free to unmute yourself and explain it so that learning is by communicating. So let's learn. Can everyone see my screen? So these are the 4 idioms I used for today. Does anyone care to try sitting duck? Explaining the sitting duck? No?
A sitting duck, can I explain? Watching duck. I cannot be a sitting duck, meaning a dumb cat, simply watching everything. And a superior in the government department, so many, I think, suspicious things will be going on, but still the head of department will be a sitting duck, watching everything. That's the concept how it has to be used as far as watching duck. You're simply keeping.
A sitting duck is actually a person who is basically, there is a danger which is coming their way and they're not aware of it. So they have a target on their back. So that's what a sitting duck means. And can anyone care to guess the other ones? I think cool as a cucumber is self-explanatory, and everyone knows ruffling your feathers actually means to agitate a person. And the last but not least is, radio silence. So radio silence is actually this thing where the military cuts off, communications to prevent people from detecting their energy frequencies. So those were the idioms for the day. I hope you all learned a lot. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nadira. Now let's invite our quote master, Toastmaster Kritika. Toastmaster Kritika is interning at Ernst & Young. Toastmaster Kritika, why are you like this? I mean, why your name is Kritika?
Okay, my dad named me Kritika because Kritika is named after a star. He thought probably I'll become a star or something. So that's the reason they named me Kritika. And they had to choose the letter K because that was given by my astrologer and everything in my house surrounds that. So yeah, right. That's probably it.
That's interesting.
So yeah. The quote for today is, strength does not come from physical capacity. It comes from an indomitable will, which means that strength is not something that is coming physically from you. It comes from the willpower that you have to face your challenges. This is said by none other than the great Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi, our very own freedom fighter. I think his life has been a proof of this quote that he's used, because I believe that he is such a freedom fighter who went on the term of ahimsa, which is non-violence, and proved that it is possible to win over an enemy by remaining silent and keeping calm. So that is something that is proved in his life. Strength does not come from physical capacity. It comes from an indomitable will. Over to you, Toastmaster Jimmy.
Great quote, Toastmaster Kritika. Moving on, Toastmasters and guests. Shall we go to South America, see what are the naming traditions there? We all know the footballer Neymar Jr., the Brazilian footballer, right? In Brazil, the kids are named the same as their parents. They only surname as Junior. So Neymar Jr.'s father is also Neymar. And if you go to Argentina, for example, if a lady name is Ana Karina and she is married to Jose Luis, the law allows her to maintain her maiden name, and there is an option that she can add her husband's name. Then her name will be Ana Karina de Jose. De is as Ana Karina of Jose, or Ana Karina belongs to Jose. Taking into our context, Parker Pena de Jimmy, no borrowing. Toastmasters and guests, let's move on to the next session, the prepared speeches. So our first speaker is Toastmaster Guruvayurappan, who will be evaluated by Toastmaster Murugeshan. I request Toastmaster Murugeshan to read out the project objectives.
Yeah. Good evening to all of you. Today, my target speaker, Toastmaster Guru Ayappan. He is doing a project on pathways dynamic leadership. Doing a level 1 ice-breaking speech. The purpose of this project for the members to introduce himself to the club and learn the basic structure of the public speech. Congratulations. All the best, Toastmaster Guru Ayappan.
Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Murugesan. Let's put our hands together for Toastmaster Guru Ayappan, the current president of CTM. Journey towards excellent Toastmaster Guru Ayappan. Toastmaster Guru Ayappan, journey towards excellence. Over to you, Toastmaster Guru Ayappan.
Thank you, Jimmy. Dear Toastmasters and guests, Mama Nama Guru Ayappan here. The reason why I got name is due to my grandmother. My grandmother named me as Guru Ayappan in my childhood because I had some problems, health-related issues. So she prayed for God, Guru Ayappan. So she named me as Guru Ayappan. Hence, I got the name Guru Ayappan. So basically from Chennai, born and brought up in Pallavaram, a suburb place called near Tambaram. Pallavaram, near place near Tambaram. And I had my schooling days in Pallavaram and my college days at Meenambakam, AM Jain College, Meenambakam, and did my MCA correspondence from Bharathiar University, Pallavaram. My father, Balasubramanian, retired from a private hospital, and mother, Vasanta, retired from a private company at Pallavaram. And I have a younger brother who is working as associate professor in Ramachandra Medical College, Puru. During my school days, I never take a leave as much as others take. So I used to win regular attendance for many years. I think nearly for 7 years in a row, I won the regular attendance award during my school days. So that is one of my achievements in my school days. Then I moved on to college, AM Jain College in Meenambakam, where I did my BSc in Maths at evening college, a part-time college. So the college timing is 3:30 to 7:30. In my first year, most of the time the colleges went on strike. So most of the time went without college, spent my time in my house, taking care of my grandmother. At the time she was ill, so I took care of grandmother, and that's how my first year went. In the second year, one interesting incident happened. That is most memorable as happened. Whenever the thing happens, my friends used to teach me with that incident. The incident is generally for languages, we have 2 hours dedicated for the class. 2 hours for English and 2 hours for Tamil in my college days. So generally after 5:30, only language period comes. During that time, what my friends used to do to get attendance and to get out of the class, language class, they used to switch off the fuse, which is nearby our block. So they used to bribe the security and they will switch off the bribe so that to make sure that we all are getting attendance because of power failure. So this continued for nearly 3 to 4 months. And management is very unhappy. Then how it happens for frequently that for 6 months power goes on particular time. So they decided to check on what is happening. One day they found out the real truth. They caught our students red-handed, and so our friends are caught red-handed and they are fined, and they are also suspended for 15 days from the college. So as we all enjoyed, we all shared the penalty amount and we paid it to the college. That is one of the most important memorable incident that happened in my college life. And whenever power failure goes, whenever I'm with my friends and power failure goes, immediately everybody will say Guru Ayappan and power failure. The life story continues. So that is how this incident made me more famous, not only in my college time, but even in my NIT, where I did my computer course at Nungambakam Road, where I shared my incident. While I was sharing the incident, suddenly power went off. Immediately, some people shouted, Guru Ayappan and power failure, the love story continues. That made me more famous amongst NIT also. Then I joined MCA at Bharathiar University. Then I joined Covances, where I was introduced to Toastmasters. But due to my professional commitments, I am not able to join Toastmasters at that time. But after that, my wife and one of my friends, Sri Krishna from Bangalore, she told me to attend the Toastmasters. And in the year 2011, I joined Toastmasters to improve my communication and leadership skills. And for the last 7 years, in between, I took a 2 years break due to personal commitments. Now I renewed my membership only to improve my communication and leadership skills. And now I am the president of this club. I'm very happy to be part of this Chennai Toastmasters Club, as this is the Lighthouse Club of Chennai. So with this, I hand over control to. So my journey, my ambition is to become the chief information officer for a company. So that is my goal. I am working for that. And with this, I hand over control to Jimmy Purpose. Jimmy, stadium.
Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Guruvayurappan, and congratulations on your icebreaker. Moving on, our speaker 2 is Toastmaster Cholan. Toastmaster Cholan owns a finance and trading company. I request Toastmaster Cholan's evaluator, Toastmaster Geeta, to read out the project objectives. Over to you, Toastmaster Geeta.
Good evening, everybody. Toastmaster Cholan, the basic objective of his speech is to identify his communication style. Before that, he needs to learn or understand about the various communication styles that we communicate with. Timer, please note the time limit is 5 to 7 minutes. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Geeta. My character arc, Toastmaster Cholan. Toastmaster Cholan, my character arc.
Thank you,
Over to you, Toastmaster Cholan.
Good evening, Toastmasters and guests. It's a sunny day in Chennai, where a pregnant woman, she's at the giving birth to the baby. But the family was not happy about that, because the doctor said to the family a month before, this baby will die in the womb itself. If it's born, then it die in weeks. What a terrible news to hear. But the family don't lose the hope. If humans can't, then gods can. This is what they believe. They start to pray to the favorite deity, Shakti, to protect the baby. Fortunately, it works. This baby was born alive and healthy. Coincidentally, this baby was born in the fire element, like Shakti. Fire is the source of creation and the total destruction. Then what will happen? The family believes this baby was special and they treat it like a king. And they name it as Soren. It's me. You may think, for this, what determines your character? It's a combination of nature and nurture. What determines your communication style? It's your character. Style is about expressing something in your own way. There are 4 types of communication styles: direct, initiative, supportive, and analytical. According to the Toastmasters, my communication style is direct. Direct communication style means they are confident, independent, authoritative, and straightforward. Confident. Everybody likes confident personalities. They're warm, friendly. Even though they don't say a single word, we start to like them. But when the confident level exceeds, they turn into an arrogant. There is a thin line between confident and arrogant. This incident happens 4 years before. I decided to change my nature because I am an arrogant. Yes, I am. So I decided to change it to fire element to air. Kind and soft, like you, Toastmasters. After that, my approach to people started to change. People started to like me. So I decided to keep this change forever. But it does not last longer because I start missing myself. I have to act every day like someone else who I'm not. And the change took some of the good qualities what I hold before, like my enthusiasm, my creativity, my risk-taking ability. Without that, I'm nothing. I look boring. In this stage, what I realize is I only see the negative side of me. That's why I decided to change. But I learned the lesson. You cannot lie about your own nature. It will follow you until you die. So instead of changing my nature, I start to change my perspective. So I ask questions to myself. What makes you an arrogant? First thing in my mind, I don't need anybody. Okay. Why I don't need? Because I don't see any good in people. Oh dear. This is where the problem is. First, you have to know how to see good in you. Then only you can see good in others. I found out this is the problem. Now I can see good in me and others. Now I run a business, so I have to talk, cooperate and collaborate with my teammates. Most important thing, I have to share my vision to them clearly. So if I talk too much, I start to express myself too much. If I talk less, they don't get well informed. So I make sure keep it balanced. So I want to learn the skill. That's why I'm here in Toastmasters. I want to polish my communication without changing the core of myself. I have to learn how to use this communication skill efficiently and effectively. And very, very important thing is how to be a confident guy, not to be an arrogant. I hope I will. Thank you. Over to you, Jimmy.
Thank you, Toastmaster Cholan. Indeed, a great speech. Our third speaker is Toastmaster Rekha. She's an entrepreneur who runs a consulting firm called Kalpadaru. Her evaluator is Toastmaster Venu. May I request Toastmaster Venu to kindly read out the project objective.
Thank you, Toastmaster. Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. Today, Toastmaster Rekha is going to deliver her project number 1, project 2 from the level 1. And this project 2 has 2 speeches, 1 evaluation. She has already completed the first speech. The second speech project objectives are she has to incorporate all the feedbacks given by the first speech evaluator, and she has to deliver the speech for 5 to 7 minutes, incorporating all the evaluation and feedback given by the previous evaluation. And her speech title is Stories to be Retold. All the best, Rekha.
Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Venu.
5 to 7 minutes. Thank you.
Toastmasters and guests, put your hands together for Toastmaster Rekha. Stories to be retold, Toastmaster Rekha. Toastmaster Rekha, stories to be retold. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. Good evening, my dear Toastmasters and guests. Boys don't cry. Men are strong. Are you PMSing? Girls are not good at sports. All teenagers are rebels and careless. Do you recollect these statements? These are told by us, consciously or unconsciously. These are stereotypes which are not helping us to become better as men, women, and as human beings. These build wall between us preventing us from understanding each other and not letting us to share the love and care with one another. Here I am to share stories, few stories, which are mine, yours, and ours. There was a 2 BHK to-let board hung on a gate. A middle-aged man inquired about the rent and advance. Everything was favorable and things were amicable. When the man was about to hand over the advance, he was denied the house. Would you like to know the reason? Because he was a divorcee. Does being a divorcee make him not eligible to have a house? In what way? Isn't it not ridiculous? It is all the more difficult for a single mother. She is a single mother with a daughter already fighting the odds around her. She was denied house for rent by many people. On the face, she was told, being a single mother, she will be a troublemaker with all family fights in the house. Random men will come home. And her own brother, who was accompanied by her, was questioned whether he was her brother or somebody else. Why should a single mother be a troublemaker? Random men come home. And any man who is accompanying her should be an illegal relationship. It is not just strangers who stereotype. In a friend's reunion, a lady wore a dark lipstick, and her friend questioned her about her character and also suggested to wear a lighter lipstick. What does it say about the people's mentality? There is a famous comic punchline from a Tamil movie. Vellaiya irukkravan poi solla maataan. Yes, we all laugh at it. But don't we all agree that we are attracted to lighter skin? We look out for lighter skin bride and bridegrooms and also promote fairness cream. For your information, in 2019, Indian fairness cream market was reported worth rupees 3,000 crores. And we also believe fluency in English is directly proportionate to intelligence. And the list goes on. I also recollect a Tamil proverb or a saying which says, Kallana nambanalom, kullana nambakudadu. Meaning, you can trust a thief, but not a short person. Don't check your heights. It is a meaningless statement. We all say that we are gender neutral, but we are the people who forward means saying that husbands are poor creatures tortured by women in all funny ways and jokes around the stereotype about women. Did we ever realize that these are not jokes? When we keep reiterating and passing this stereotype to the younger generation, we make them believe it. And also we see all home appliance advertisements are performed by women. Aren't we passing the wrong message to the younger generation? We stereotype people based on their religion, gender, race, region, and so on. We do not realize the damage we are creating to this society because of this stereotype. Dark-skinned children develop inferiority complex. Sorry for the interruption, the screen changed. So dark-skinned children develop inferiority complex. Men who want to share the household work hesitate being mocked at. Men fear being vulnerable, end up in stress, depression, and suicide. Going back to our story, there was a middle-aged man who was looking for a house, right? So he made peace with the stereotype around him, telling his new landlord that his wife is working in a foreign land. The single mother's courage and confidence broke. The lady stopped wearing lipstick for a few years. We fear to live our own life. We wear masks not for COVID, but fearing being labeled. And who creates these stereotypes? Society, you say? Who is society? It's you and me. It is time for us to retell the story. It is time for us to break the shackles and come out of the vicious cycle. All it needs is presence of mind, empathy, and definitely courage to let go of the stereotype and stand by each other. It is time for us to join our hands and co-create our mental model. Let us retell the stories for the best of our future and for the upcoming generation. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rekha. Indeed, a great, powerful speech. That comes to an end of the prepared speech session. Before we move on to the next session, let's see the naming traditions in Africa. Are you interested? The African names, if you look at, has unique stories behind them. The circumstances in which a baby is born, the time, the day in which a baby is born, all factors in the African name. For example, the name Yetunde or Yewande, it means that mother has come back. So this name is given to a girl child who was born immediately after her grandma has passed away. If it is for a boy child, it is Baba Tunde. They have a name called Ayodele. Ayodele means joy has come back. So the parents want to express the joy of having a child. To such parents, I have a word of advice that he is just a child. Let's wait for some more time. I'm sure my parents would not have named me Ayodele after 2 years. And then they have this name Lindiwe. Lindiwe means we have waited for long. After a long line of boys, if a girl is born, the name is given Lindiwe. And they have Ola Mide. Ola means wealth. Mide means has come back. Wealth has come back. Here, Ola Mide means my cab has come. With that note, let me invite Toastmaster Srikanth Kuttikrishnan, the table topic master of the day. Over to you, Toastmaster Srikanth Kuttikrishnan.
Thank you.
Before you start, please tell us why your name is Srikanth.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, Patro. To be very frank with you, my parents never asked me why they named me Srikanth. That's one reason that I don't know why my name was Srikanth. But having named me Srikanth, which I really cherish, they have given me the right name. It has two origins. One in Sanskrit and another one is in English. The Sanskrit origin of Srikanth means Lord Vishnu, who, according to Hindu mythology, is pervading everywhere. And the English origin of Srikanth means God's gift. With that note, I would like to start the table topic session. To give you a quick recap, table topic session speakers would need to speak for a minimum of 1 minute to 2 minutes, grace time of 30 seconds, and you would be called at random. And today's table topic session is going to be fun, I'm sure. It's simple questions that I'm going to ask you, and I want you to answer to the question that I'm asking. It's as simple as that. And I assure you, you will find it very interesting. So to begin with, let's start with a bang. My first table topic speaker this afternoon would be DTM Nina John. DTM Nina John, are you there?
Yes, sir. Can
So
you hear me?
I can hear you. Here goes your question.
Right. Yes, sir.
If you could write your own law that everyone had to follow, what would it be? I repeat, if you could write your own law that everyone had to follow, what would it be? Over to you, DTM Nina John.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Shrikant. What would I have in my own blog? Oh, my own blog would be a random collection of thoughts, ideas, opinions. Opinions especially, I think, because that's the advantage of old age. When you're a teenager, you're always worried about what other people think. Once you get married, you're worried about what your neighbors think. Once you're about 30, 40 years old, you're like, I don't care what anybody thinks. So after 50, you're like, I'm going to tell everybody what I think. So that's what it's going to be all about. And it's going to be about, and actually, I think I will come out with a blog sometime. But the only problem is the consistency of having to write every week and letting everyone know what I think. That's the only thing that's been stopping me so far. So, and I know that I tend to have very frank opinions, and there are friends that I hold most dear, and there are some, if I write that in the blog, that might cost me my friendships also. And maybe I'll have fun, I'll have jokes, I'll have stories, I'll have anecdotes about what happens in Toastmasters, what happens elsewhere. Probably life as it is. Experiences in life, what have I enjoyed, what am I planning to do next. So they say life begins at 40, so maybe blogging after that is one of the things that I may still do. Let's see what my horoscope says. Let's see what life holds for me. Back to you, Table Topics Master.
Thank you, DTM. That was an interesting thought from you. So can we have guest Ahanna Allen? Ahanna Allen, are you there? Okay, can we have Kavya Shobana? Guess Kavya Shobana? Or is it Ahanna Allen? I can't hear you, Ahanna. I can't hear you. Okay, you can get your audio corrected or rectified. Can I have Kavya Shobana? Kavya Shobana.
Am I visible?
No, you are not. Yeah. Is it Kavya Shobana?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Kavya Shobana, are you a serious person or a fun-loving person?
I am not sure with that. Maybe I am serious when people around me are serious, and I am fun enough with people around with like when they're in my age, or if I know them very well, if they are my colleagues or my best friends.
Well, that's not your question for you. Let's see the funny side of you. Can you please tell us a clean and funny joke that all of us would love to hear from you? Over to you, Kavya.
Funny jokes. Right now, I don't think I cannot remember any jokes.
Would you like to go over to the next question?
Yeah.
Okay. What part of the human face is your favorite and why?
What part of the human face?
What part of the human face is your favorite and why?
Eyes. Because eyes are the important thing that a human needs to see. The vision is an important role in order to for anything that is like, if a person is able to view an object or any other thing, he or she will develop the imagination skills through it. So I feel that vision is more important for a person than any other human parts.
Keep continuing. You have to speak up to the green card is shown.
Okay. So the eye, that is, it consists of many other parts in it, and there are yes, green card.
Okay.
Can I get the next? Yeah.
Thank you, Kavya. It was interesting when you spoke about the eye part of your face. And the next speaker is going to be DTM Vardarajan. DTM Vardarajan, are you here? DTM Vardarajan. Can you say hello? We can't hear you. Your audio is not clear. Would you like to go ahead?
My headphone. One second.
Yeah, we can hear you. Don't disturb that. We can hear you. So here goes your question. Are you ready? Are you ready?
Okay, go ahead. I think some problem in my headset. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Here's your question. Describe the color red to someone who is visually impaired. I repeat, describe the color red to someone who is visually impaired or person who cannot see. DTM Vardarajan.
Okay, the color red to a person who is visually impaired. Well, normally a person who is visually impaired has a lot of other talents and other skills. The visual imagery by the eye is not very important for that person. The person can see it with the eye of the brain, in the brain. So whether the color is red, green, yellow, blue, whatever, the person is able to understand and appreciate and realize what that color means by just experiencing that color. So for the visually impaired person or visually challenged or a differently abled person, color is just a feeling. For us, color is something which is visible.
Please go ahead, DTM. Okay, I think we have lost connection with them. So, timer, could you please let me know when the table topic session timing is getting over? So, the next speaker, I would again request our guest, Ahanna Allen. Ahanna Allen, here's your second chance. Ahanna, are you there? Ahanna Allen, we can't hear you. We can't hear you. Okay, guest Blue Bay. Is guest Blue Bay available? Ahanna, you're not audible. Guest Blue Bay. Or guest Rajalakshmi.
Yes.
Guest Rajalakshmi.
Yeah.
Rajalakshmi, here goes your question.
Yes.
What is your favorite quote? I repeat, what is your favorite quote? Who said that and why do you like that?
What is my favorite food? Who?
Who said that quote and why do you like that quote? Why is it your favorite?
Who
quote?
said that food? I'm not getting that line.
Go ahead.
My favorite food is biryani. I'm a pure vegetarian, but I love biryanis in all kind of things, you know, like.
It is not your favorite food. Quote. Quote. Quote.
In the sense?
Quote. Quote. Anyway, here's your next question.
Favorite quote. Okay.
Yeah, that's right. Your favorite quote. Who said that and why do you like that? Why is it your favorite?
Okay, fine. Thank you. So my favorite quote is like, be present at the moment. Yeah, recently I just read it from some book. I couldn't recollect from which book. Be present at the moment. It's like, as a human being, we are not present at this moment while we are acting, while we are doing in our life. Because even as a ladies, while we are cooking also, something is running in our mind. Something runs in our mind, something unwantedly or wantedly. It's all about the future. It's all about our past moments. It's all about our children or some personal problems. But while cooking, we are not present. If we present completely, the food will be like, you know, it's a divine. to our family members. It's quite an example I just want to share. So similarly, there are various moments, even if you work at our office place, right at the moment, we are not present in our moment while working. We are just working, our mind is present, our eye is coordinating and hands are coordinating, but our mind is thinking somewhere about our personal problems we just left at our home. Always we think about our past or else about the future, not about the present. So be present at the moment. It's a perfect quote I want to share here. If we present at the moment, we can live the moment, we can enjoy the moment, we can spread our positivity towards others. That's what. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Our next speaker, can I request Toastmaster Karthik? Toastmaster Karthik? Toastmaster Karthik? Okay, any non-role players? Any non-role players? Toastmaster, any non-player? You can please
Can I take a topic? I got disconnected. Sorry. Impossible. Otherwise, it's okay. Yeah, no problem.
Toastmaster Karthik or any other non-role players?
Lakshmi Narayana here, sir. Can I take this topic?
Please. You're most welcome. Okay. Toastmaster Lakshmi Narayanan, here goes your question. It's quite interesting. You have been given an elephant. You can't give it away, nor can you sell it. What would you do with that elephant? I repeat, you have been given an elephant. You're not able to sell it, nor anybody is willing to take it from you. What would you do with that elephant? Over to you, Lakshmi Narayanan.
Thank you, Shrikant Kudikesan sir. Before going with the elephant story, I just want to give the reason for my name. My name is Lakshmi Narayana Satyanarayana. I'm a Toastmaster for CTM. My father's name Satyanarayana came from my grandfather who didn't have a kid for a long time, and he had a puja with Lord Satyanarayana. And then came my dad. He named him after Lord Satyanarayana. And interestingly, my father had two brothers. Their name was Harinarayana and Surya Narayana. And then after I was born, my grandfather had the privilege to name me Lakshmi Narayana. So hence my name is Lakshmi Narayana, followed by my dad's name Satyanarayana. That's a quick short story about my name. Okay, if I had an elephant which I can't sell it or I can't leave it alone, I'll be happy to take it along with me. I'll become a mahout for the elephant. I'll take it to the forest. Maybe if I can train them very well, I can live along the jungle along with the elephant, feed him, drink water from the streams. I can feed him and I can find my own fruits and stay with him in the forest, because definitely we can't feed him in the city or wherever we are right now, and we can't handle it. But I'll be happy to go along with the elephant to the forest and jungle and enjoy my time with the elephant. Over to you, Tabletop Master.
Thank you all speakers. The timer has shown me the green card, and I really enjoyed hosting as the Table Topic Master, and all of you spoke really well. Thank you once again. Stay home, stay safe. Back to.
Am I audible now?
I'm afraid we are running out of time. Maybe the next time you might get a chance. Thank you very much. Back to Toastmaster of the Day, Patros.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shrikant. Indeed a very interesting table topic session. Moving on with the agenda, let's go to the evaluation session. I request Toastmaster Puneet, the General Evaluator of the Day, to please take the control. Over to you, Toastmaster Puneet.
Good evening once again, everyone. So before I proceed with my tag team and general evaluation report, let us have our individual evaluators who will be giving their critical suggestions to our prepared speakers. So first up, we have Toastmaster Murugesan, who will be evaluating our icebreaker speaker today, who is our President Toastmaster Guruvayappan sir. Toastmaster Murugesan, are you there? Toastmaster Murugesan? Okay, fine. He has requested to be an evaluator too. Okay, fine. Thank you so much. So just a moment. Yeah. So to evaluate the second speaker, we have Geeta ma'am. To evaluate Toastmaster Cholan, we have Toastmaster Geeta ma'am. Geeta ma'am, can we have you here? Geeta ma'am?
Yeah, I'm
Hi.
here. Yeah.
Yes.
Good afternoon, everybody. My hearty wishes to Toastmaster Cholan for completing his project, Know Your Communication Style. Toastmaster Cholan, you really startled me when you started off with your telling us about your birth and how your parents named you and about your birth sign. So I was really confused in the beginning, but then the transition was really very smooth. I didn't know that I was in for a twist. So you told us that your birth sign determines your nature, and it is your nature that determines your communication style. And therein you went on to tell us more about the communication styles. So you told us that there are 4 types of communication styles that are available to us that most of us communicate with. You told us that one is direct, one is again analytical, then one is again, yeah, you told us about the 4 styles. Supportive style, and you also told us about the analytical style. Thereon, you also went to tell us that you were very direct in your communication. So I'm sure this project is going to help you assess more about yourself, and then you will also decide what kind of style you can use with with different kinds of people. Basically, it is not for changing the nature, but then you gave us a beautiful message to us that your nature cannot be changed. So that is why we have this project, which tells you that, makes you aware that what kind of style that you are generally using, and you also it can also help you determine the other people's communication style, so that you can, when you're communicating with them, you can change according to their style of communication, so that can be heard by them in a very, and you can persuade them to do your thinking. Coming on to the recommendation part, I also have a few recommendations for you, Toastmaster Cholan. First and foremost, I would like to tell you that your volume was a little on the lower side. So maybe you can work upon that as well. And moreover, you told us about the 4 styles of communication. It would have been better if you could have given us more details about the communication, various communication styles. Yes, of course, you told us that direct communicators, they just want to get their work done and they are very direct with their approach. And you also told us that you try to change yourself from direct communicator to initiative style, wherein you are more fun loving and you are looked upon as an enthusiastic person. And then you also told us that you were trying to bring a balance about both the styles of communication, but we would have loved to learn more about the analytical style and the supportive style as well. So if you can work upon these 2 objectives, I'm sure you can take your speech to the next level. So over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Geeta ma'am. Next up, to evaluate Toastmaster Rekha ma'am, we have Toastmaster Venu sir. Toastmaster Venu, can we have you here?
Yes, I am available. Can I start?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you, General Evaluator, and good evening again, and special good evening to my target speaker. First of all, please give a big round of applause for Rekha for giving such a wonderful, bold speech. Toastmaster Rekha, you tried to break all the stereotypes through your single speech, and you raised a lot of questions, bold questions against the stereotypes, particularly why should the single widows be denied the house, and why should we question the modesty of the women, the single mother, like that. A lot of bold questions that we are encountering daily life, that and all showing that you are such an bold woman, and you are trying to make all your audience to think and reconsider our stereotypes, that and all. You succeeded, and you try to persuade your audience. I hope you succeeded in that part. Again, you brought all other stereotypes like boys never cry, and some gender-based discrimination, and a lot of stereotypes you brought in your speech, and you brought everything in front of your audience. Yes, every day we are facing that. We should avoid that, we have to reconsider and these stories to be retold to at least to our next generation. That and all your purpose, you clearly achieved that. And throughout your speech, you were bold and confident. That helped you to create the credibility, thereby you insist and you can make some kind of persuade your audience to accept your viewpoints. That and all you succeeded. So overall, it's a good speech. But how to make it is a better speech? First thing, in a single speech, you try to bring all the issues in a single speech. I already told that you are trying to persuade your audience. So when you are bringing all other issues like gender discrimination and the single mother issues and all other issues, we are a little bit confused where to focus. Instead of that, you have to give one target. Please hit the nail on the head. When you are giving a lot of targets, a lot of issues, we are a little bit confused, particularly for when you are talking about two character. One is the single mother and another is a middle-aged man. I was a little bit confused. Who was actually denied the house? Who was the character? Too many characters and too many issues. So I was a bit confused. So instead of that, you can target one issues and give the audience, they will target, because that's a problem solution issues. And next is eyes. Eyes are expressive. Throughout your speech, you covered, maintain the eye contact, there is no doubt. But little bit the expression would be there in your eyes. So your unexpressive eyes won't tell you any stories. Your eyes should also talk. So you are an experienced speaker. So if you are allowing your facial expression and eyes to talk, it will reach your audience very easily. So overall, it's a very good speech. And you try to break all the stereotypes and you succeeded. So expecting a lot of more speeches like this. Over to you. G.
Thank you, Venu sir. I love the way you always go in depth into the evaluation. So next up, we have evaluate Toastmaster Guruvayappan sir for his icebreaker speech. We have Toastmaster Murugesh. Toastmaster Murugesh, can we have you here?
Thank you, General. Yeah, I can hear you. Good evening to all of you. Thank you very much. Sorry for the inconvenience. My battery was slow, that's why it took a time. My target speaker, Toastmaster Guruvayappan, he made just not an icebreaking speech. He just revealed about himself from childhood to what is going to today and what is going to become tomorrow. Through the speech, I could say it's a simply super. As a speaker, we don't have to use any vocabulary language to make audience to understand. But he took a simple language to make us to understand very easily through his life what he did, what he is going to do. I really appreciate the way he did the speech, and the transition was very smooth. And also he explained all his childhood memories and how he joined with the computer education with a lot of lifetime experience. In fact, he brought us to visualize his childhood image. That could I understand very well. The powerful speech. Normally, the speech should reach the audience, but this speech touched to the heart straight away. That is what I could conclude. And I would like to give a few recommendations. Actually, as a Toastmasters, of course, we are doing an online speech. So we should look at a camera so that we can have a clear eye contact with the audience as like a regular meeting. That is one point I would like to recommend that. And overall speech is really awesome. To sum up for your speech, it has all the content being a public speaker. Opening and body conclusion, the transcript was fantastic. With that, I would like to leave the general evaluator. Thank you, general evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Murugesh. So next up, we have my tag team, the timer, raw counter, and grammarian. So to start off with, we have Toastmaster Vratika as the timer for today's meeting. Could you please share the report for our meeting today? Toastmaster Vratika, can we have you here?
Am I visible and audible?
Yes, you are visible and audible as well.
I will read out my report as I share my screen. Please let me know when my screen is visible.
Yep, it's visible. Yeah, clear.
Okay. So here it goes. Sergeant at Arms, Toastmaster Abhirami, took 1 minute 32 seconds. Presiding Officer, Toastmaster Guruvayurappan, took 1 minute 42 seconds. Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Jimmy Patros, took 2 minutes 42 seconds. Timer, Toastmaster Vratika, took 1 minute 42 seconds. Our counter, Toastmaster Nagendra Bharati, took 1 minute 43 seconds. Grammarian, Toastmaster Thiagarajan, took 3 minutes 16 seconds. Toastmaster, Idiom Master, Toastmaster Nadira, took 4 minutes 1 second. Toastmaster, Toastmaster Kritika, took 1 minute 23 seconds. So the role players who have qualified are Toastmaster Abhirami, Toastmaster Guruvayurappan, Toastmaster Jimmy Patros, Toastmaster Vratika, Toastmaster Nagendra Bharati, and Toastmaster Kritika. Coming to the prepared speakers, I congratulate all of them as all of them have qualified. Speaker 1, Toastmaster Guruvayurappan, took 5 minutes 10 seconds. Toastmaster Cholan, Speaker 2, took 5 minutes 57 seconds. And Toastmaster Rekha, Speaker 3, took 6 minutes 53 seconds. Now coming to the table topic speakers, I congratulate all of them as all of them have qualified. So Speaker 1, DTM Neena John Ma'am, took 1 minute 44 seconds. Speaker 2, guest Kavya Shobana, took 1 minute. Speaker 3, DTM Vardarajan Sir, took 1 minute. Speaker 4, guest Raja Lakshmi, took 1 minute 20 seconds. And Speaker 5, Toastmaster Lakshmi Narayan, took 1 minute 21 seconds. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vratika, for the meticulous report. Next up, we have our counter, Toastmaster Nagendra Bharati, sir. Can we have you here, sir? Toastmaster Nagendra Bharati, sir.
Thank you, General Evaluator Puneet. As I have already mentioned, giving credit to the necessary fillers, we have to congratulate the following 10 Toastmasters who have given flawless speeches without these fillers. They are as follows. TMOD Jimmy, Grammarian TM Tyagarajan in his first introduction, Toastmaster Cholan, Toastmaster Rekha, Toastmaster Geeta, Toastmaster Venu, Toastmaster Srikanth, DTM Neena John, Toastmaster DTM Varadarajan, TT Speaker Raja Lakshmi, TT Speaker Lakshmi Narayana. These 10 speakers are flawless speakers without any unnecessary fillers. They have used some fillers, but I treat them as necessary fillers. Now, I have found one more different type of filler, that is using non-English language. 2 speakers, 3 speakers, 2 speakers and one evaluator have used Tamil sentences. But if they were translated it into English, maybe I would have taken them as not filler. But Toastmaster Cholan has used edukku ipdi build up pandringa, but he has not translated it. So I treat it as a filler. Toastmaster Rekha used Vellakarana irundha poi solla maatan, kallana irundhalum kullana namba koodadhu, but at the same time she has translated that into English. That's why I am not treating them as filler. Toastmaster Venu used the same thing, kallana nambina kullana namba koodadhu, but he has not translated that. So I am treating that as a filler. Other than that, for the information of the individual members, I have taken the count of the unnecessary fillers as well. That I will share for the information of the individual members. Surgeon at Arms Abhirami, A2 was. Timer Vratika, 1 so. Courtmaster TM Kritika, 1 so. Idiom Master TM Nadira, 2 so's. Speaker and President Toastmaster Guruvayurappan, 5+ so's. And also basically that was also used in as an unnecessary filler. And then general evaluator Puneet, 1 and 2 so's, and evaluator Murugeshan, 2 R's and 1 M. And then and then I think that's it. And one more person, Kavya, she has used like 2 times and 1 so. Sorry, the Toastmaster Lakshmi Narayana used 2 R's. I have given them credit for flawless speech, but sorry for that. He has used 3 R's. With that, I hand over the session to General Evaluator. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Nagendra Bharti sir, for that detailed report. Next up, we have Toastmaster Tyagarajan sir with his grammarian report. Toastmaster Tyagarajan sir, can we have you here? Tyagarajan sir? Sir, you're visible, but I think you're not able to hear you, sir. Tyagarajan sir?
I think his bandwidth is low, it's stuck.
Sir, could you turn off your video and attempt speaking? Maybe that might help. Yes, sir, can you speak something?
Puneet, I would recommend you continue.
Okay, fine, then we'll see when he can connect back to us again. So let me start with my general evaluation report. So starting off with Sergeant at Arms Toastmaster Abhirami. Hats off to the way you started off with on an energetic note. You laid out the ground rules of the Toastmasters International, and what I also loved was the way in which you suggested us to rename ourselves. So thank you so much. A job well done. Next up, we have Toastmaster Guru Ayappan sir. A beautiful presidential address. You emphasize the importance of listening and communication and how it impacts leadership as well. That was a job well done. One suggestion for you would be to recognize the presence of our area director Toastmaster Nadira. It was a near flawless presidential address, but if you could have just acknowledged the presence of our area director, it would have been better. Toastmaster of the day, I'll reserve the best for the last. So next up, we have individual evaluators as well. What I loved was that they were very specific. They went into nitty-gritty aspect of the speech. Geeta ma'am in particular, I love the way she emphasized volume. Like many of evaluators, all of us have this habit of saying vocal variety. It's like vocal variety is a very broad term. She actually went and pointed out one specific trait, volume, which is something which I really love. And Venu sir as well, how he deep dive into the evaluation and was able to point out and help the speaker in that process. It was job well done, Venu sir. And next up, we have Toastmaster Murugesh. I really love this recommendation on, and it's very much prevalent in today's online world. One suggestion to him would be, since he timed around 1 minute 50 seconds, he could aim for 2 minutes as well. That's one small suggestion for him. And having said that, next up we have our timer, our counter, and grammarian. Timer, I really appreciate the fact that you actually logged in at 3:30 before even the start of the meeting, which is supposed to be at 4. You actually took the effort and checked whether your timing cards are working or not, which just goes to show how serious you are with your role. And there's this one suggestion, and I take responsibility of it as well. Maybe we should have set the timing for prepared speeches, which I anyways covered it, but then I realized that it was my fault. I should have briefed you properly on that. I'll ensure I'll take it care next time. I love the way in which our counter also, Toastmaster Nagendra Bharti sir, who always exuberate with energy, shared his report with all of us, and more importantly, the importance of pauses to help us reduce our filler words. And next up, grammarian, I think he's still trying to reconnect. I think, yes, I can see him from my laptop screen. He has connected. And and having said that, Table topic master Shrikant sir. Love the way you pour out topics. Some were simple, some were very tricky, and I must say, your topics did in a way spark curiosity among all the table topic speakers as well. A job well done. One suggestion for you would be, sir, that you could say the timings as to like how much time does it take for a table topic session. Like a speaker should take a minimum of 1 minute, maximum of 2 minutes, a grace period of 30 seconds. Had you reiterated at the start of your session, it would have been better. And last but not the least, the star of our meeting, Toastmaster of the day. You were incredible. I love the way in which you brought in origins of different name, and you even said your own story. And I love the way in which you went on to different continent as well and sharing their stories as well. You were incredible because of the subtle humor you brought in. Now, from being an incredible speaker, how can we add an element of credibility to your speech? Maybe sharing sources would definitely help. For example, when you share some data that Mohammed or John or Maria, or what is the source of it? I would have really loved if you could have point out one source as to where you have taken this. Could be Google or like any specific source will definitely help. And having said that, can we have grammarian out here now? Sir, are you audible now? Tyagarajan sir? Tyagarajan sir, can you speak something? I can see you through my laptop screen that you are there. I can even see your movements. Can you speak something? Sir, you are visible. Can you speak something? We are unable to hear you, sir. Tyagarajan sir, you are visible, but we are not able to hear you. Tyagarajan sir, I think maybe I would request you to type in your report in the chat window. I think that's the best we could do at this point, considering that there is technical glitches at your end. I think that's it from our side. And yes, to add on the Toast, I think, is anyone saying something? Yeah, okay. So Toastmaster Vritika has just shared in the chat window about the timers, evaluation timing. Toastmaster Murugesh, he clocked around 1 minute 50 seconds. Geeta ma'am, 3 minute 10 seconds. And Toastmaster Venu, 3 minute 12 seconds. Ranju, you'll be sharing the polls, right? Excellent, excellent. Thank you so much. That's it from my side. Over to Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Puneet. Entered a great detailed evaluation report. And thank you for those feedbacks to me as well. Let me disclose the source of information is Google and YouTube. And moving on, we have a surprise session from our VP Education Toastmaster Ranju. May I invite Toastmaster Ranju? The stage is yours, Toastmaster Ranju.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jimmy. You didn't ask me to say the Mama Nama about me. However, I would say it. Mama Nama Ranju. I've tried many times to understand how it got clicked in my parents' mind, but I'm not successful in that. I'll let all of you know in the future. So today we have some time left, and we would be having a surprise debate session, which we didn't have in CTM for quite some time. And it was very fun and challenging and entertaining to all of you when we had it in the past. So see, I want some participants here. I have got 3 volunteers so far. I want 3 more volunteers. It can be any role players who have attended the roles or non-role players also. So far I have got 3 volunteers. Toastmaster Rekha, Toastmaster Kavya, who's a guest, and Toastmaster Abhirami, and Toastmaster Jimmy is also volunteering. Yeah. Okay.
And you can take.
Can I attempt also, Ranju?
Yeah. Puneet, would you like to? Okay, one more. We need one more volunteer.
Lakshmi Narayana here. You can take.
Yeah. Okay.
Ranju, can I join?
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So we have 6 participants here. Okay. So there are Rekha. So I'll Rekha ma'am and Jimmy, Kavya, who's a guest, and we have Puneet. We have Lakshmi Narayana, and we have Toastmaster Srikanth as well. So now I would say the topic, and you can choose if you are for or against. So 3 people can be in the for and 3 people can be the against. Okay. So the topic is that recently India has announced a ban on 100+ Chinese apps. Okay. The reasons may be diverse. So is it a good or a bad decision?
Jimmy, Ranju, I would say it is a good decision. So let me be part of,
I would
be a part of the team which says it is good.
Yeah. Okay. So
me too. I have the same opinion.
Okay. So we have 2 people.
I'll go for.
Yeah.
For
Okay.
the topic, yeah.
I would go against, yeah, because veterans are taking all for, then we are left with no choice but to go for against.
Yeah, I have to go against.
So, okay.
No, I am also with Puneet and
Three
Lakshmi.
people has gone for 4. Rest of them fall into against. So Srikanth sir, Jimmy, Toastmaster Jimmy and Toastmaster Kavya had chosen 4. It's a good decision. Toastmaster Rekha, Toastmaster Puneet, and one more person was there?
Lakshmi Narayana.
Lakshmi Narayana.
Yeah. Toastmaster Lakshmi Narayana. So I was saying it is a bad decision. Okay. So the timer, I would just like to please assist me in this. So first I will be going to the 4. So one person in 4 can speak for 2 minutes, and then one person in against will speak, and then again started by a 4. So 2 people in 4 and 2 people in against. And third would be followed by a 1 person for concluding the topic. Okay, so that would be how we are following. Timer, you can show green card at 1 minute, yellow at 1.5, and red at 2 minutes. Okay. Now I would request the first person from the 4 team to come forward and start. So who would be starting from the 4?
Toastmaster Srikanth.
So I will take up concluding for.
All right, then I'll start.
Okay.
So I'm for the decision that we have banned all the Chinese applications. Primarily, my argument is that it's an open world, and it is an open world only if all countries are open. It can't be that someone else is taking advantage over it. If it is China, especially an enemy country to India, they have their expansionist policies. They have proved that they are not a responsible global power at many instances. And the Indian data being utilized by the Chinese government, the law which supports the Chinese government to take the advantage of all these things, this actually puts India into a very vulnerable situation, especially in internet. When something is free, it is the users who's been as sold as the products there. So our data, our preferences, all those things are leaking out to a competent country is fine. An enemy country is very dangerous. So I'm definitely for the decision that we should ban the Chinese applications. It is indeed a great decision by the Indian government. And I wish it actually throws a challenge also that India should have substitutes for all these what we have banned. So that is a challenge for India. It is an opportunity also that Indians have to think out of the box and be more innovative. That throws in a lot of opportunity for the youth to innovate, and a lot of government support can follow. So which will make India more self-reliant. So that is my argument.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you, Toastmaster Jimmy, for the wonderful opening argument from the 4 side. Now, can I request the first person from the team who is saying the decision was bad to introduce your topic and the arguments?
Can I start? Lakshmi
Lakshmi.
Narania. Yeah.
Please, Lakshmi.
Okay.
Please.
As we jokingly say, if you hide us home, we can stop the marriage. It's more or like banning this apps, applications of all this mobile apps related to Chinese companies. I don't think it really makes any huge impact in election unless we find an alternative in India for these apps. Obviously, people will move to the best apps in India rather than going and banning in China. It could have been the other way. Like we could have motivated more, as per the Make in India policy. We can motivated more people or more such applications in India, more indigenous such applications, which is on par or exceeding the quality of Chinese applications, so that we people can we need not go and ban and people to ban and not use those apps. We can easily move on to the next steps because the whole world is shrink to one small global place. Everyone can go around. Even India has to sell its app somewhere in China also. So banning more apps from China is like banning Indian apps in China as well. We have to be very global. Whether they support Indian apps or not, that's not the case. But we have to be thinking very globally rather than blocking. We should improve the quality of apps in India. That's my point of view. Over to Ranju.
Thank you, Toastmaster Lakshmi Narayana, for the opening arguments. Now, can I request the team who is going for the decision to comment, or if you want to add any further arguments?
Yes, because Chinese apps or any other Chinese goods are being sold at a cheaper price with low quality to the people. So people think that a product is being sold at a low price. They wanted to buy such products. For example, those apps are considered. When all the other apps are available in the market, yet people only choose the according to the ratings or other procedural things. When people are into the apps or any other Chinese products, the local market is suffering a lot. So when the Indian people start using Chinese products or other Chinese apps, what the Indian people is that they cannot, even if they create their own app, the probability of people using that app will be lesser than the usage of Chinese app. So that is what that is why they banned those Chinese app in order to promote India's GDP or India's economy rate. So that is why I feel that it is for, and we have to ban the Chinese app in order to promote our Indian economy.
Wonderful arguments. So next, can we have one person from the speakers who are against the topic?
No. Can I, Puneet?
Yeah, ma'am. Sure, I'm happy, ma'am. Ladies first.
Oh, ladies were second now. Okay. So I would like to address the points which was raised by Jimmy. So he was talking about data leakage. It was dangerous, and Chinese are not like an enemy country. So, and then Kavya saying that the price people go for low priced and GDP and promote economy. I don't disagree with this, but my question is it the right strategy taken by India? By just banning these 100 apps, okay, is it the right strategy? Is it economy is going to grow? Can India take a better stand? See, I don't go against this 100 apps, but it is just a simple game plan. That is what I would say. Is India promoting what are the other products which has been imported from China? What are the other apps or services which has been utilized from China? And it is not China, right? There are other countries also. We are not using the right products from the other countries, right? So it is always better to come out with a right strategy and go by a step-by-step formula or a strategy to ensure our GDP improves. And moreover, we have seen like after this TikTok and all these things has been banned, our youngsters, I don't support them, but still our youngsters are going into depression, and we have seen suicide cases also. Then abruptly taking a stand, can we take a more strategic step and do a step-by-step improvement? That is my question to the Indian government, and against the stand of abolishing this or banning this 100 applications or apps. So over to you, Ranju.
Thank you. Thank you for the wonderful arguments. Now we would go to the concluding session of this particular topic. So I would request the speaker who had not spoken till now to conclude from each of the sessions. First, we will start with for the topic. Okay. So can we have the concluding arguments for the topic?
Thank you, Ranju. See, one thing we need to remember is history has always reminded us never can any nation trust China. It's a well-documented evidence across all nations, number one. And to make my point even more credible is, now that China has exported the Wuhan virus, you know what the...
Srikanth sir, you're on mute now.
Thank you, Ranju. See, history has always reminded us that China is a nation which cannot be trusted right from time immemorial. And to make my point even more credible is, China has now exported the Wuhan virus. We don't call it coronavirus, let us call it China virus. And we know what is the impact that it has caused to the entire nation. And China didn't have the temerity to accept and inform the World Health Organization that we are going through such a bad time. And having said this, when it comes to India specific, right from the year 1965 till date, there are a couple of bilateral agreements India and China has agreed on, especially on the border dispute in Ladakh. Never once China has obeyed those bilateral agreements. We had the Doklam experience, and recently we had the experience where India lost 20 of its military personnel. So never can we trust China. Having said that, how do we pay back China in the same coin? One, we have to pay them back economically where it would hurt them. And it has started hurting China. Believe me, the latest statistics say China is literally on their knees when it comes to a huge market like India, throwing them out. All the apps that were used in India by the Chinese were only for data mining. And from that data mining, the underworld people, the people who use the internet, used to store data, and that is how the bank fraud started happening in India. Are we aware of that? So China is a nation, it is a rogue nation. Let me tell you, it is a rogue nation, and now China has learned that they cannot dictate terms to India, because right now in Ladakh, India has occupied almost all the vantage position in the fingertips. Right from fingertip 4 to 8, India is at a vantage position. And when our foreign minister had a bilateral talk with the Chinese foreign minister in Moscow, we were dictating terms to them, and they have agreed. Without raising a finger, China has released the 5 Arunachal Pradesh youngsters who were there taken. So it is my humble request, just let us wipe out China from our mind and let us bring back democracy to China, because China is now being ruled by a dictator communist regime. To hell with China, let China go to dogs. Maybe the people should realize there should be a revolution, and it is time for India to gain back the superpower we were already in the past. Back to you, Jimmy, and back to you, Ranju.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for the closing arguments. Now, can I have Toastmaster Puneet to close from the against side? Thank you.
I feel like a kid. When elders have spoken, what will a kid speak? But having said that, let me address it. Comparing a nation of ours, which is just $3 trillion versus an economy which has $20 trillion, the number speaks for itself. Although I don't want to hurt any sentiments out here, but let's face it, when it comes to innovation in India, it's not made in India, it's mad in India, because there is so much of bureaucracy. And this was not said by me, it was said by Rahul Bajaj. And that's where Chinese companies have done really well when it comes to innovation. As my respected opponent, Toastmaster Srikanth sir pointed out, what was he said? I think there are so many points he said. One thing, okay, yeah. having said that, Chinese have done, yeah, Chinese being a communist, but they are predominantly a capitalist, because the way they have grown, the way they have ensured, what you can call it, the way things are turning out for them, the way they have strongly emphasized on vocational skills has made China who they are. Now, having said that, I will be sounding as hypocrite if I'm going against China, because at this moment, the laptop, the phones which we are using, even the applications which we use, predominantly have traces of China. Banning them is like removing something essential from our life. And with regards to privacy, my worthy opponents, privacy is a myth. Google knows everything about you. Facebook and Apple knows everything about you. Then why are we crying for China taking our data? I mean, at the end of the day, everybody knows each other's data. Is it that we are allowing ourselves and being vulnerable to us, vulnerable to them? We cannot deny the contribution of China, because they have done phenomenally well. In terms of AI, artificial intelligence, machine learning applications, and all the patents you have seen, China's have done really well. And to be honest, Swiggy, Zomato, and all those companies, they have their investment through Chinese origin, my worthy opponent. And having said that, we cannot ban China. And let's face it, applications like TikTok gave platform to people to pour out. I know some sounds very funny, but at least it gave an opportunity for them to express their unique talent. And games like PUBG have given an opportunity for kids to enhance their strategic ability. I'm pretty sure kids will learn a lot more from PUBG than chess. So to conclude my argument, let's compare it. $3 trillion of Indian economy versus $20 trillion. Look at the margin. It's vain to even compare ourselves with China, because China's are anyways, we are going to be dependent on them and they are going to rule the world. I think that's it from my side. Over to Toastmaster Anju.
Thank you. Thank you, all the Toastmasters and guests, for the wonderful arguments in both for and against. It was a lot of points had come in each of the session. And I wouldn't like to weigh in on which side has done better. I would like all of you who are listening to this arguments to weigh in on this. And so now it's time just for a poll. You all know where the raise hand button is. So I would like all of you to raise the hand if you think India banning the 100 plus apps, Chinese apps, is a good decision. So those who think it's a good decision, please raise your hands. So we have 23 people minus the 6 participants would be 17. So if we have 9 people, that would be a majority. We'd see how many hands go up. Yeah. So
participants are not supposed to, don't include participants, okay?
Put your hands down. Thank you. Yeah, I would request all of you to either vote. Okay. Yeah, I'll wait for another 10 seconds. Okay. So just to be sure, please lower your hands, those who has put up. So just to be sure, those who are against this decision that banning these apps are not correct, can you please raise your hands now? Those who are against this decision, I mean, you have to take some of the side. I mean, either for or against, all of your audience. Yeah, I'm not seeing any hands go up in for or against. I'm not sure what is the, so is it that the button is not visible, lower hand, raise hand button? You can just unmute yourself if you're having issues.
I pressed but not showing.
Okay, we have one. Okay.
I pressed a thumbs up.
Okay, okay, got it. Okay, you can press the thumbs up also, which is in the reactions. If you're against this, either up your hand or thumbs up. Okay. Okay, so so we are seeing a majority who is saying that the decision that has been to ban these apps are not correct, which has been, so from the audience response. So I would suggest, what I'm saying is the side which has given more number of points in against had convinced the audience in that. So good job, everyone. It was a great participation from all of you. Thank you. Thank you for the... And now I would like to hand over the controls to Toastmaster of the Day, Jimmy.
Thank you, Toastmaster Anju. Thank you so much for the surprise session. Indeed, a great engagement for all of us. And congratulations to the opponent team. I was on the other side. So moving on by the theme, ladies and gentlemen, I have a small exercise for you. Imagine if we were born in Ghana. The name all of us will be bearing will be based on the day which we were born. So can I have, can I request all of you to unmute, and people who are born on Sunday, you'd like to know what is the prefix for your name if you were born in Ghana, right? Is there anyone who was born on Sunday?
Me, Rekha.
Yes, me.
All right. All right. So Toastmaster Guruvayurappan, you will be Toastmaster Akwezi Guruvayurappan if you are born in Ghana. And Toastmaster Rekha will be Toastmaster Akoswa.
Akoswa.
Rekha. Toastmaster Akoswa Rekha. Even I would have been Toastmaster Akwezi Jimmy. Anybody who was born on Monday? Monday born people? All right, a Monday born male will be named Kojo. And Monday born lady will be named Aduoa. Tuesday born? Tuesday born people are here. You would have been prefixed by Kwabina for male and Abina for females. Wednesday born? Is everybody checking which day they were born?
Probably.
Wednesday born people, the men will be named as Kwaku and ladies will be Ekwa. Thursday born, men will be Ya, ladies will be Ya. Y-A-W, Ya and Ya. Friday born people are here. Yesterday Toastmaster Abhilash told me he's not here today, so he would have been Toastmaster Coffee Abhilash, like Coffee Annan. Toastmaster Coffee Abhilash he would have been. And ladies named Efua. And Saturday born men are named Kwame and ladies Emma.
Emma Watson or Emma Thomas?
Emma Watson, that is the English name, E-M-A.
Okay.
This is A-M-A. Say the pronunciation is same, yes.
The Kofi Annan you said, na? Kofi Annan was that UNO person?
Yes. The UN Secretary General he was. So thank you, Toastmasters. It is indeed a great meeting. So let us all realize the fact that our name is our own, but it is maximum used by others. Isn't that true? With that thoughts and with that note, I like to conclude and hand over the control to the presiding officer, Toastmaster Guruvayurappan. Over to you, Toastmaster Guruvayurappan.
Hello, Ranju. Polls ready? Because of time, we can go for guest feedback. Guest Kavya. Guest Kavya.
Yes, am I visible?
Yes, please let us know your feedback about today's meeting.
Yeah, this was my first class in Toastmasters, and it was really interesting that you had different activities starting from prepared speech, and then later a surprise session, that is debate. And also I'm interested in joining the other sessions because it is very motivating, and also by learning my mistakes I can improve day by day and to become a best speaker in the future. I am looking forward to be a Toastmaster member, and I'll see you all. Thank you.
Any other guests? Any other guests? Any other guests? Now time for vote for the best. Last week we had our club contest, and I like to congratulate all the winners, participants, and the role players from all the club on behalf of XCOM team. Thank you and congratulations to all the winners and role players.
Toastmaster Guru, can I interrupt?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, being the Toastmaster of the day, we have an icebreaker today, which is none other than our President Toastmaster Guru Ayyappan. So let me request all of you to give a standing ovation as a custom in Toastmasters.
Jimmy, ensure that you are not wearing the lungi.
Ouch.
The results are out. It's time for me to declare the results. Please unmute yourself and give big round of applause for the winners. So, best role player award goes to Toastmaster Jimmy.
Thank you.
Kindly applause by unmuting yourself. Best QA player goes to Toastmaster Kritika. Best tag team award goes to Toastmaster Nagendra for his out counter. Best evaluator award goes to Toastmaster Geeta. Best TT speaker award goes to DTM Neena ma'am.
Oh God, thank you.
Best debate speaker award goes to Toastmaster Puneet. Last but not least, best speaker award goes to Toastmaster Rekha. Congratulations to all the winners.
Thank you.
I adjourn the meeting to next week. Now let's gather for an informal meeting.